Hey everyone, my name is Wendy, and I just finished my AFF Level 1 skydive at Skydive Elsinore on Saturday, August 7th. I had ground school training on the 6th. We were supposed to jump on the 6th, but the winds were too high, and so students can't jump over 14 miles an hour. So, anyway, we didn't do that. So, to be honest with you, I was a little relieved because there was so much information being thrown at us that it's like I was on overload, and I was a little kind of relieved that I wasn't going to have to do it that day. So originally I was going to come back on the 7th, Sunday the 8th, and do it. But then when I got home, I thought, if I don't just go and do it, then I probably never will, or I'll take a while. So I said, okay, fine. They already had me on the books for Saturday the 7th. So I just went, and we had a refresher on our emergency procedures. And then we were, paired up with our instructors. And by about 9:45 or so in the morning, it was done. And it was pretty intense. And to be honest with you, I was terrified. I have done 9 tandems in my life, the very first one being in 1990, and then the other 8 in the last year. And although tandems are great for getting you used to what it's like in the airplane and some of the sensations, what it doesn't prepare you for is the realization that you are on your own. And that, I think, is really what started to make me freak out and like, ugh. But I'm glad I did them, because otherwise it would have been worse. So the things that I thought I was going to be really good at were going to be, reaching back and finding the cord to pull, the deployment handle. I thought I would be really good at altitude awareness, and I was good. I was good at looking at the altimeter, but what really I kind of got out what I'm calling altitude awareness blindness. I saw the altimeter, but it it wasn't registering. It's like I'm looking at something, but I'm not seeing it. And also, it was an analog altimeter. And when I practice, watching the altimeter and pulling the chute on the tandems, I was using, or I had a digital altimeter. And all I know is if I continue with this, there's no way I will not use, I absolutely will use a digital. The analog, I know it's a little more reliable. It's not battery dependent, but it really threw me off. So anyway, but the thing that I thought I was going to be bad at was going to be the canopy. And it turns out the canopy wasn't that scary. You know, you're up there and you make a right turn, it turns right. You make a left turn, it turns left. Okay. The only thing I maybe had a little issue with was kind of flying to the holding area. I'm like, okay, now what do I do? But I managed to get there, and then by about 2,500 feet, maybe 2,000, I finally got into radio contact, or I should say my instructor got into radio contact with me. So there was a moment, there's a period of time between 5,500 feet at the deployment and we'll say 2,000 when you really are on your own. You can't, there's no one to talk to. Well, there's no one to listen for. Um, and yeah, so that was weird. Anyway, he guided me in for the landing, and when I finished, I flared. I thought I was going to stand up, but my arms were a little wonky, and instead of flaring, my arms all the way down in front of me, they kind of went off to the side, so the parachute got a little bit, caught some wind and basically tipped me over, and I fell on my butt. However, I stood up and I survived. So Now it's on to level 2, and that is scheduled for Wednesday, August 11th. So stay tuned. I'll let you know how it goes.